Okay, so what if you could actually prove that every single dollar spent on doing good actually did some good? Today, we are diving into a really fascinating, kind of radical new framework that's designed to do just that. It's a whole system built to verify real world impact by getting away from abstract promises and demanding physical, on the ground proof. And this quote right here, this is the bedrock of our entire conversation. Regeneration is not an idea, it is physical work done in a place. It sounds simple, but it's a huge shift. It forces us to stop talking about theories and intentions and instead focus on tangible, grounded work that you can literally point to on a map. And yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? We are just flooded with companies and organizations claiming they're making a positive impact. But how do you cut through all that noise and the greenwashing? How can we be sure that the work they promised is actually happening? To really get the solution here, we first have to talk about the problem. And according to this framework, the problem, well, it lies in the geometry of our old models, specifically with triangles. Just think about how our current systems work. You've got ESG scores that are often completely disconnected from the actual health of the soil or a river. You have carbon credits that get bought and sold a dozen times over, totally losing any connection to a specific forest or a real place. These are what the framework calls triangular models. They create this layer of abstraction that separates the money and the promises from the physical reality on the ground. So the fundamental shift here is from the abstract to the concrete. It's a move away from just relying on promises made in a boardroom. This new model demands hard, verifiable data, like readings from a soil moisture sensor. Instead of trading these disconnected credits, it requires work that is geotagged to an exact location on Earth. We are moving from that column on the left to the one on the right. We're going from promises to proof. So how do we fix this broken triangle? Well, the solution is to change the geometry itself. We're going to move from a triangle to a quadrangle, and we do that by adding a fourth absolutely non-negotiable dimension. And this right here, this is the heart of the entire model. Every single contribution, I don't care what it is, has to answer these four questions. 1. Where is it happening? Give me the coordinates. 2. How much work was done in real physical units like joules or liters? 3. What actually changed in the material world because of it? And 4, the big one, how can we prove it? With sensors, satellites, witnesses. There is absolutely no escaping physical reality. So when a piece of work satisfies all four of those constraints, it becomes what this framework calls a geophysical work quantum. You can think of it like the single indivisible atom of this new economy. It's a verified packet of real-world change, tied forever to a specific place on the planet. Okay, so what kind of work actually counts? This is where it gets really fascinating, because this model doesn't just value, say, someone digging a ditch. It recognizes four completely distinct types of intelligence that can all contribute. This table breaks it down nicely. First, you've got human work, pretty straightforward, measured in labor hours. Then there's technological work, like an AI optimizing an irrigation system. Third is biological work. The incredible work a forest does through photosynthesis. And then there's the fourth one, metaphysical work. Now, this one's a bit more out there. It tries to measure the impact of things like group meditation or community rituals on verifiable outcomes, like a drop in local ER visits. The key takeaway, though, is that this system creates a way for all these different kinds of contributions to be measured and valued side by side. Right, but who checks all this? Who makes sure the work is real? That's where a system called CQRI comes into play. You can think of it as the universal referee, the ultimate verification layer for physical reality. I absolutely love this quote because it just cuts right to the chase. CQRI isn't some philosopher sitting around debating the nature of truth. No, it's more like a physicist with one simple, brutal question. Can you prove this work happened right here at these exact coordinates? That's it. And it answers that question by running a 4-point check. Credibility. Is the location tag legit? Quality. Is the sensor data actually precise? Relevance. Does the work being done even address the local problem? And finally, integrity. Is the data complete and has anyone messed with it? It's a super rigorous reality check. Okay, I know this has all been a little bit theoretical, so let's make it real. Let's ground this in a concrete example. We're heading to Phoenix, Arizona to see how this system could actually fix a real-world problem. So the problem is a specific urban heat island, and just notice how the problem itself is defined. It's not some vague thing like downtown Phoenix is hot. Nope, it's a specific fracture, pinpointed to an exact set of coordinates. Right away, the problem has a clear geographic identity. And check this out. Here's the quadrilateral response. You can see all four of those intelligences coming together. You've got humans on the ground planting trees. You have technology, like AI and drones, optimizing and mapping the heat. You have the biome itself, the new trees, providing natural cooling. And you have the metaphysical part, community events fostering stewardship so people take care of it all. And every bit of it is geotagged and measured.
And the result, the outcome? This, a 2.3 degrees Celsius drop in temperature. And that is not a projection. It's not a promise. It is a physically measured result, verified by satellite thermal imaging. It's real.
And this is so important to get. The work didn't just provide some temporary benefit. It fundamentally changed the physical reality of that one specific place. It created a brand new, verified thermal baseline that can now be built upon. Now, imagine taking that one example in Phoenix and scaling it up. Scaling it way up to the entire planet. That is the ultimate vision here. A live, real-time map of all the regenerative work that's happening everywhere. And this ledger would be built in layers, pulling together all the data we've been talking about. You'd have a constant stream of info from satellites and sensors, logs of human and robotic work, measurements from the biome, and even those coherence maps, all flowing together to create this living, breathing atlas of regeneration. And it is really, really important to understand this next point. The source is crystal clear on this. This is not another blockchain. It's not about creating another cryptocurrency. This is about creating a planetary work ledger, a system designed for one reason: to make sure that value, money, resources, recognition flows directly to the coordinates where proven work is actually getting done. And that leads us to this bold declaration. This signals a massive paradigm shift away from all these abstract value systems we have now and toward an economy that is grounded, quite literally, in the physics of the real world. So, in the end, this whole incredible framework really just leaves us with one really powerful question. What would our world actually look like if every single positive contribution, from planting one tree in your backyard to running a massive AI optimization, could be instantly seen, accurately measured, and fairly valued? That's the world this idea is inviting us to build.